Nowadays, I believe Prof. Karim is a strong advocate for generative AI, particularly in teaching and learning. I believe he has tried hundreds of different tools and technology in generative AI, which I believe he is one of the best person to share with us on the generative AI, in particular usage in teaching and learning. Without any further delay, we would like to invite Professor Abdul Karim to deliver his talk. Over to you, Prof. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Azli. Hello, dear colleagues from UTP, MMU and UNICAL, as well as all the audience here in the room and online. To our guests, welcome to this beautiful campus Uniten, the Energy University. It's a great pleasure to be here and share with you the hot topic of artificial intelligence, or AI, and how we, educators, can harness and leverage its power for personal and professional productivity. Well, without further ado, let me pass the baton to my master here. He can't wait to show off his skills. Come on, tepuklah sikit.
I control from here again. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera. Selamat pagi kepada semua sahabat-sahabat yang datang dari jauh. All the JLCs here. It's really a great pleasure to welcome you to Uniten, not Uniten. That was my AI version. Uniten. I still have to find out how to make my assistant to pronounce it correctly. So welcome to Uniten and to our program this morning. I've never been so nervous for many years to give a presentation. Not so much actually to give a presentation, actually I'm very, very excited, because I just want to make sure everything is going on smoothly today. So Calvin, please check, because the first link just now, we have close to 700 participants online. So please check to make sure that they all come back to the new link. So basically today, my session, I will run through about 4 or 5 slides. That's the presentation part. Then the rest, actually, I will do a demo. So I prepared several demos, probably within a short time, maybe 2 or 3 demos of how we can use various AI application and AI tools, especially in the context of teaching and learning, but also how we can leverage and harness the power of AI for personal development and professional development. Because I always believe that personal development will drive professional development. Okay, so now the title is Use Cases. So I'll be sharing some of the use cases of AI tools, ChatGPT and beyond, meaning there are other tools as well for teaching and learning. So I have several modules that I prepared. So whatever that I'm sharing today, this morning, I will share the link so that you have access to it after the session. So you don't have to take pictures and so, because everything will be yours. I will share everything, okay? Now, sorry, my screen, I forgot to change the setting. By the way, the presentation that you are seeing on the screen now was prepared by using AI tool, which I'm going to share also in this session. Oh, okay. Full screen. Oh, kasih tak track. Oh, okay. Because I need to control here also. Okay. Now, we have gone through actually what I call 2 awakening moments this year and in the last 2 years. The first one, I believe you can guess, pandemic. So it was a shock to us. It's a good one also, we need sometimes a shock in our life so that we can learn something and perhaps change the way we do things. And we thought it's over, right? After everything so-called come back to normal and we are ready to so-called post-normal life. And nobody actually imagined that come 2023, or actually before that, in November 2022, ChatGPT was launched. I was kind of taken by surprise also, although I've been following all this digital technology and so on. But AI is really mind-blowing. And I started early when ChatGPT was introduced. I always the early adopters basically. So, and I think early this year I started to share about ChatGPT. Hey, have you tried and so on? If you follow me on the Facebook, you're probably aware. And at that time nobody really paid attention that much. But then I think probably April onwards, everyone is starting to talk about ChatGPT. So I believe the pandemic, which was the first awakening moment in our life, AI, artificial intelligence, is another one. It's another big awakening moment. And what I believe as a tipping point, okay, a tipping point. What is a tipping point? So if you have read this book, this book was published in 2006. I think Adam should know this book very much. Ray Kurzweil. He wrote this book, The Singularity is Near When Humans Transcends Biology. Okay? So meaning that there will come a time when artificial intelligence is so good that basically it transcends human, meaning that it can be better than human intelligence. I think we are nearing that point. Maybe we are not there just yet, but we are nearing that. So with artificial intelligence now that we have, that we are experiencing and using almost every day, probably, I think if you imagine the next few years, there will come a point where what Ray Kurzweil described as the singularity. Okay? And I just quote from his book here. Within a few decades, this book was written in 2006, and now into 2023, less than 2 decades, machine intelligence will surpass human intelligence, leading to the singularity. Technological change so rapid and profound represent a rupture in the fabric of human history. Such a powerful words. If we really understand and read between the lines, things are changing so rapidly. You know, everyone now talk about the VUCA world, volatile and whatnot. And what's driving these changes is very much the underlying power of the technology, which is AI now. So just imagine that if you have not kind of this thing give you another shock of the pandemic, then I think we're not going to move forward, especially in the context of education. We will be content just doing what we have been doing for so long. So I hope to give a message this morning, and during the when I show the demo and so on, you will see, wow, there's so much we can do now. If we don't respond, then we will be left behind and become irrelevant. To be left behind is one thing, but to become irrelevant is another thing. Yeah. So this is a book which I hope everyone can read this book. Yeah. I love this book because there are so many gems in the book, and I just quote one from this book, The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, How Little Things Can Make a Big Difference. And this quote, according to Gladwell, the tipping point is that magic moment when an idea, trend, or social behavior crosses a threshold, tips and spreads like wildfire. That's what I believe is happening now with artificial intelligence. It just spread like wildfire. Started with ChatGPT. Now we have over 2,000 and maybe close to 3,000 AI application. Can you imagine that? And I have probably explored, probably not 100, maybe less than that, but it's just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, yeah? Yeah. Okay, I'm still here. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are hitting a tipping point, I believe, for artificial intelligence. Tipping point, yeah? If we move along the curve, and if we continue to move up, so we are making progress, that's fine, but we are still on the same curve. But tipping point here, we are moving up the curve, and then we jump to another curve, and change the trajectory, change the slope. That's basically a tipping point. That's really a progress that really takes everyone, take the country, take the university to the next level. Yeah. So generative AI, I don't want to say much about this. I just read one slide here because I want to reserve the time for demo. It's a type of artificial intelligence that creates new data or content by learning from existing data. GPT-4 is basically trained on trillions of data, and I don't know, GPT-5 probably even more trillions or maybe gazillion of data, who knows. I learned this word yesterday from Dr. Jana, gazillion. Yeah? So it uses deep learning algorithms to analyze patterns in data. What this is what artificial intelligence or AI is very good at identifying pattern. So it's very good in analyzing data. Generate new material that closely resembles the original data. Common example of generative AI include text, image, and music generators. And I don't know whether you have tried text to text. Of course, text to image is now widespread. Text to video is still very much in infancy, and I've tried that. It's amazing, even at a very infancy level now. So, ladies and gentlemen, ChatGPT is the most, I think, talked about. Of course, people are still discussing threats or opportunity. Well, be mindful of the threats, but let's focus and amplify on the opportunity. That's the way my mindset is, and I hope everyone also, and our students and so on. How do we leverage and harness the power of ChatGPT and other AI tools? I look at ChatGPT as my extended brains, or my second brain. So, well, I think sometimes we need a second brain, right? And there's a book called Second Brain. Read the book, yeah? So, and perhaps we can use now ChatGPT as our virtual assistant, virtual PA, that would never get tired, would never complain, and if we ask ChatGPT to do a lot of work, he or she will ask for salary raise. Okay, they're very, very patient, right? Unlike Bing. Bing is quite an impatient. You know, if you keep pushing Bing, and will start to complain. Okay, now starting with ChatGPT in November 2022. Now we have over 2,600. I believe more now because this one was a few months ago. Have been released in 2023. Mind-boggling, right? Mind-blowing. And we haven't tried even. And surprisingly, when I went around to like colleges, some places, Polytech, community college, and many of our educators have not even tried once ChatGPT and other AI tools. They're just oblivious. Tak ambil kisah, tak ambil tahu. To me, I hope this will change. Okay. So, if you want to know, there are a few directories available online. This is one of them. Just go to this future tools. Yeah, you will see all the categories of AI. 2,000 plus 300. Everything will be. It is always updated. So, always follow one of these so-called aggregators or repository to keep up to date. Yeah. And finally, this slide. Just get ready another video. From Sugana Mitra. He said that you don't actually need to know anything. You can find out at the point when you need to know it. So just in time kind of concept. It's the teacher's job to point young minds towards the right kind of questions. A teacher doesn't need to give any answers now. because answers are everywhere. Now we have Google, we have Bard, we have ChatGPT. Wow, there are so many tools we can use now. So don't go to the classroom and provide answers and read our PowerPoint. It's no longer, we have to change that. Now we have to invoke curiosity in our students by asking questions. That's the skill now to survive in the moving forward in the world in the vocal world. So now I have, I think, I wouldn't end with this last one. I think AI won't replace teachers, but it can make them more effective. Or some people say that AI would not replace teachers, but teachers who use AI will replace teachers who don't use AI. Of course, this statement is, we can argue, we can debate about it, but just leave it aside first. But I believe AI would make us more effective, more efficient, more productive. Yeah? All right. And finally, can we play this video? Boleh ataupun play from here. Actually, this is not the AI. Boleh.
Okay, folks, sit back and relax. It's demo time.
Just 3 seconds. Okay, folks, sit back and relax. Demo time. Okay. So that's all about it in this introduction briefly. So now I want to switch to the the browser. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Right, so I have prepared a module, and this module I will share, I'll give you the link shortly, okay? And inside this module is another module. It's a bigger module inside a smaller module, actually. So you will get a lot of resources here, because I won't be able to cover within this short time. Now, what's in this module? Basically, is the demo that I will do this morning. And I'm using this tool called Notion. Notion is my #1 favorite productivity tool. Who is using Notion? Adam, Dr. Johanna, how many more? Anyone using Notion? Well, never mind. You can explore after this. If you want to be really productive, very efficient, manage the information, everything, manage your life, and you also on YouTube, if you find Notion, they have some video talking about second brain, and use Notion as your second brain to manage so-called your life. Yeah. So Notion now has AI integrated. Many of the applications nowadays have AI integrated. So this is basically what you are seeing now. I'm using Notion as kind of a presentation tool. You can actually convert the website. There are a lot of things you can do here. Okay. So now, let's see what we have in the module. I'm going to demo a few things on using ChatGPT. Maybe things that probably you have seen, but this is my kind of different way of using from my side, my workflow. Then hopefully I can show you also maybe one brainstorming tool, Miro, very powerful. And hopefully also, okay. The presentation that you saw just now, this is the application that we're using now, gamma.app, okay, free version. And for those who have not used this application, maybe later on you can sign up. This one, if you want to sign up, I will share my referral link, because okay, no, it's a win-win, you know. when you use my referral link to sign up, you will get extra 200 credit. I will get also 200 credit. Okay? When you sign up for free, you will get 300, I think, 300 credits. One presentation probably will take about 20 to 40 credits, depending on how long is the presentation. So when you sign up for free, you will get 300 credit. Then when you use your referral link, you'll get another 200. When you use my referral link, so you will get 300 plus 200, so 500 credit, right? And I will get 200. All right. So far, I have not subscribed to this one because I have credit by introducing people. So I don't think I can have time to show you how to create a video using AI tool. But my favorite here, I have 3 here. But number 1 here is vid.io. So you probably you can give it a try later on. Okay. So this is the link to access the module. If you want to, maybe later on, I will. You can just scan this one. Yeah. Now, inside this module, there's another module, and this is actually a bigger module from this one. So I just click this one because I want to start a demo to show how we can use ChatGPT for our own learning, self-learning, personal learning, and also to help us to teach. Now, the first demo here, I want you to imagine the scenario. Okay, the scenario is, let's say you want to teach a topic, and this topic, you know, students always struggle. In your course, I'm sure you can think of one topic or more that students always struggle to understand, to learn, and not even the students, sometimes even us, the lecturer or the teacher, find it struggling to explain the concept, especially very complex, difficult concept, right? So that is the scenario. So how do we use ChatGPT to help us? First, to get a deep understanding of the topic or the concept, so that now we can teach the students much better. So I have here a so-called 13 points prompting technique to prepare you or to teach a complex topic or concept, or if we want to learn something new, we can use these 13-point prompts to help us to learn that topic. Now, imagine the topic is blockchain. So, who here can try to explain blockchain in the simplest manner that even a 7-year-old can understand? Anyone like to try to explain blockchain in the simplest possible way? Okay, so because according to Einstein, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. If you don't understand the topic well enough, don't dare to step into the classroom and teach the topic. Otherwise, you will find it very hard to convince the students. So the scenario here, imagine you are creating a lesson. Ini tak boleh duduk satu tempat. On a topic for your students to develop a more comprehensive plan, you can use ChatGPT to ask a series of questions and expand on the ideas. As the instructor is already a subject matter expert, the purpose of using ChatGPT is to gain additional perspective and insights about the topic. This will allow the instructor to create a lesson plan that is well-rounded and engaging the students. So I have here 13 prompts that anyone can use, but you don't have to use all the 13 prompts. You can use any of the prompts, and it's not necessarily in that order. Okay. So now let us imagine now we want to learn about this topic called blockchain. Okay, and we want to learn about this topic. We want to really understand it before we start to prepare lesson plan for our students. So what we can do now, you can just simply, first we start with the general question first. Okay, copy, and we go to ChatGPT. And I'm using GPT-4, GPT Plus, $20, $20 USD a month. But of course, you can also use GPT 3.5. But if you have experienced GPT-4, probably you don't want to go back to GPT 3.5. So I find that $20 that I pay every month, the real value probably 10 times, probably $200 per month. Okay. So I simply, later this afternoon, I think Dr. Shamsul will show more on how you can use GPT-4 using the code interpreter to create or design assessments, so you will get more ideas. So I will just paste the prompt. I find that my students always struggle to understand the topic, so we just substitute the topic here with understand about, maybe you can put in the, okay, about blockchain. Oh, tak payah about. Grammarly kita tak payah about. Okay. What would you suggest as the best strategies I can use to help my students learn? Okay. So first, very general question, and let's see what ChatGPT respond. Okay. So we get. We get a general explanation. Okay, start with the problem, blockchain solve, use analogies, okay, visual aids. So the question just now, or the prompt just now, asking ChatGPT, okay, please give me some strategies how I can teach this topic. So not so bad, not so bad. Okay, it's quite already detailed. Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised. I don't know, you can, if I use GPT 3.5, maybe, well, okay lah, cukup, stop. Okay, I don't have much time. Now I go back to the module just now. Okay, now, 80-20 Pareto principle, you know, in any topic, actually, if you understand only 20% of the key ideas or the key principle or the key concept in that topic, then you should be able to master the topic. So this is what we call 80-20 Pareto principle. So what we can do, we use this prompt. What are the key crucial concepts students must understand about the topic? Break it down into 3 main concepts and briefly summarize each one. Okay, so just copy and back to ChatGPT and paste. And let's see, okay? Don't worry, we're not going to read the response in detail, but I just want to give you some idea. What are the workflow that we can use with the 13-point prompts just now, so that we can go deeper and deeper and deeper into the topic, so that we can really have a very deep understanding of the topic. Then now we can start to design the lesson plan. And actually now we can teach our students also. If you want to learn any new topic, use this approach with ChatGPT. Encourage them to use the smart way of learning. Okay, so you can see that. Okay, I will just stop because we give a very detailed explanation there. So I go back to maybe one of my favorite is to ask ChatGPT to act as a creative teacher and explain the topic to a child. Okay, so explain the concept of just now. Explain apa tadi? Blockchain to a 10-year-old. Yeah, to 10-year-old. So you put the learner age there. So these are one of the common strategies people use. Then maybe you want to make it short. Okay, maybe in less than 100 words maybe. So be more specific. Yeah, so that ChatGPT will follow 10-year-old. 10-year-old, write in an informative and entertaining way using metaphors, analogies, personification, and figurative language. Okay, let's try that. boom, yeah. So we get now ChatGPT is simplifying the concept of blockchain, which is very complex to explain, so that when we read this explanation, we can see, aha, this really makes sense. We can use this to first to explain to our students so that they can understand better. Okay, so we can continue doing that. As you can see here, we can use mind map. We can ask ChatGPT to provide real life example, provide a case study, provide specific example, even gamify. Okay, let's see. How would you gamify blockchain? If I want to gamify blockchain in my classroom, okay, so let's ask ChatGPT to give us some idea. Concept of blockchain in the classroom. Okay, so I hope our audience online can follow. Yeah, they can follow online. Oh, they cannot see. Too small. All right. All right. Okay. So you see. Okay. All right. So you can see here, ChatGPT give a suggestion of how a game called Classroom Coin. So the objective, the material, the setup, and how to play the game in the classroom. Okay. So okay, I just stop. So I think that's enough to give you some ideas how we can use ChatGPT on one hand to learn for ourselves. We want to learn to understand the concept, and then there are a series of 13 prompts here that you can use. You can use 2 or 3 of the prompts, or even all the 13 prompts. Then after that, after you have gone through some of the prompts, now is the time to ask ChatGPT to create a lesson plan for that particular topic, and how many lessons you're going to deliver for that topic. If you go through this process, you will find that ChatGPT will give you a very comprehensive, solid lesson plan. If you just go straight away, tell ChatGPT, please create a lesson plan for this topic and these are the learning objectives. Okay, you will get some answer there, but that's not good enough and deep enough. Yeah? All right. So, I hope you can explore. You will have access to this module. It's a long module here. This one focus on ChatGPT. Yeah. So you will have access to this one. It took me like a few weeks to really create this module, but I believe it's now very comprehensive. But of course, this is a living module. I'm going to update this from time to time. All right. Okay. By the way, don't forget to join my Facebook group, The World of Academia, because I'm sharing a lot of good stuff in this Facebook. Yeah. Now, I go back to the first module here. So you see, just now when I click this module, this is module inside module. So you can see up here, this is called breadcrumb, I believe. So you can move from here to the higher level here to the original module just now. So I'm done with demo number 1 here, brainstorming tools. Oops. So let's see, I'm just checking the time. I think I should have around 1 hour, meaning that just now 9:50, so 10, about 10, yeah. Yeah. So just remind me the time, takut kita dah behind time dah. Okay, I want to demo to you one brainstorming tool AI called Miro. Miro has been around for some time, but when AI came, they integrate AI in Miro. Many applications is now integrating AI, and that makes Miro even more powerful. If you have used Miro or before, then you know what Miro is. It can create, you can use a whiteboard, you can create flowchart, you can create mind map, you can create so many things lah. Okay, but now with AI, very quickly I want to show you where is AI Miro. Okay, you just sign up. The front page look like this. This is the front page of Miro. So now I want to create a new board now. And this is a collaborative board, meaning that you can share the board with your students, and then you give them a task, then they can create the mind map or whatever together in the class. But now, what I want to show you, I just get AI to create the whole mind map in less than 2 seconds. Okay? Wow. It's not me, it's the AI. Okay, so I just here, so you can see so many different tools. Yeah? Crazy lah. Okay, just mind map. Okay, jangan klik ya, boleh pilih mind map. I just want to do it very quickly. So I just copy. I have here. You can mana dia? Okay, fostering lah. Okay, I choose this topic. So you boleh buat exercise. You can do your own exercise nanti. On your own, because I prepared some exercise for you. Of course, not now because we don't have much time. So I just start here. Oh. Oops. It's not good idea lah buat apa ni this restroom yang slanting ni. Oh, come on. I just want to delete. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I want to brainstorm about how to make our road safe. Oh, this is my concern. How to make our road safe. Every day you are driving on the road. Just now from UTP to here, you don't feel safe. Okay. So very quickly, when I click this one, can you see this one? This one now, when you see the symbol means AI. Okay, so I simply click this one, then it gives me a few options. Generate the whole mind map, or I can expand with questions, which I really encourage because now we want to, just now Sukata Mitra kata apa, don't provide answers, ask questions, okay? Or expand with ideas, or expand with topic. So let's make it simple, generate the whole mind map. Okay, magic. Yeah, okay, you got the mind map already. Oops. Okay, now we can expand. What about infrastructure? So now I click infrastructure. Then instead of expand, I just expand with maybe ideas. Okay, expand with ideas. Abracadabra. Okay. Okay. Wow. Basketball. Okay. Okay. Now what about this one? Okay, this one I want to expand with maybe topics instead. Okay. Let's another wow. And so on and so forth. Wow. Can you imagine this? Oh. If I just for this class, I just create this one mind map. Okay, I spend the next 50 minutes now just to discuss this, and of course this aligned with the learning outcome. You don't need a PowerPoint, and inside here we can embed video, we can embed pictures, everything. So now done, mind map Miro. Okay, and of course you can also do the mind map using ChatGPT. But what about now ChatGPT and this tool? You have even more power. Okay, now move on to the third demo. Wow, this is very exciting. Who is using this app now? Gamma.app to prepare presentation. Anyone? No. So these are the potential people who use my referral link. Okay, let me demo very quickly. Okay, I just go back to. So I just create a new AI, a new presentation. and I just say generate here. One way of using this one. Okay, you can generate presentation, document, and web page. I choose presentation, and then type a topic. So my topic for this demo is green technologies for solid recycling. Okay. Semua dah ada dah, semua dah prepare dah ya, tak payah nak type. So save some time. Then I can add more information, but I just want to make it simple here. Let's ask this app to generate. Okay, you can add this outline. So it gives you the suggestion for the outline. And of course, here where you can put in your input, maybe some of the topics not here or some of the aspect not here, you can add. Otherwise, for this purpose of demonstration, let's say this is good already, so I just continue. And if you notice just now, it takes 40 credit to generate this one. So I can choose the template. So let's say I take this one. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Then I click generate, continue. Okay, so in no time, it will create this presentation complete with pictures, relevant pictures, and so on. Thank you. Oh, bagus semangat sikit. Okay, so, wow, yeah, happy. You're not using it yet?
I tried.
Okay. So don't sign up yet. I will choose my referral link. I will share my referral link. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's the easiest and for the laziest. Okay. But a better one. This is my workflow. So I'm going to share with you now my workflow. This one is for the laziest, of course. Okay. So what you can do now, but I'm not going to show you now because I think I want to save time. Use a combination of ChatGPT to create the content. Then copy that. Okay. How long do I have now? Oh, 15 minutes. All right. Let's. Okay. Let me show you how. This is my workflow. If you want to follow my workflow, lah. Okay. So I copy. I go to ChatGPT, create a new document, a new file, and okay. This is the instruction to ChatGPT. You are an expert consultant on environmental sustainability and green technology. You can change that with whatever your topic. You are tasked to present a proposal and pitch your project to a government agency. Write a video script. We are preparing PowerPoint, but just follow. Just ask the ChatGPT to write a video script for the PowerPoint presentation, title, green technologies, and so on. The content should include the what, the why, and the how. Include the conclusion and call to action. Use a maximum of 10 slides. Okay. Well, I want to save some time. Maybe just okay, tak apalah. Okay. Biar dia generate. Okay. So video script. Okay. No. Okay. Cepat sikit. Okay, slide 1, slide 2. Okay, slide 3. Okay, slide 4. Okay, while it's generating the slide, what you can do, you can also use the following prompts, okay, to get a better output. But for the purpose of this demo, I want to save some time. Just take whatever output here. If you're happy with the output, then go ahead, you can use it. Otherwise, you can continue with the second and the third prompt to get even better output. But for all intent and purposes, maybe I just use this one. Okay, I'm happy. So I just mana dia? Tak nampak. Kecilkan sikit. Okay, tak nampak. So I just copy the whole thing here, and I go back to this one, create a new presentation, create new, but this time instead of generate using AI, I choose text transform. Okay, so I choose here, and then here is the instruction. You can type your own instruction, or you just follow the you just use the so-called apa ni panggil tu, the default. Okay, professional. So I choose professional. Then add or paste the content. So here, actually this one from the previous one. So yes, the same on the same title again. So I just delete this one, and I just paste the one that just now I produced. End of script. Okay. Right, so call to action. Okay, so now if I'm happy, I just click generate, another 40 credit I sacrifice for this presentation. Okay. Please give me back. Okay, this time I choose maybe this one. Okay, then continue. Okay, 80 kredit dah telah dikorbankan. Okay. Right. Tu dia lagi detail. Okay. Another temukan. Right. So.
Prof, you need untuk 80 credits, ya?
Yeah. Okay. Give me back 500 credit. All right. So you get the idea, right? So let the thing continue. So now, do you think it's for you or not? So if you think you want to try out, why not? You can. Okay. Maybe you want to scan now. That's my referral link. Okay, my referral link. Yeah. Am I a good salesman or not?
Yes.
My first job was a salesman, by the way. My first job after graduation, ya. Jual encyclopedia, 5,000 ringgit per set. Boleh jual tak? During the worst recession in 1986. Alright, yeah, Amita.
How do we provide references for the ChatGPT generated
How do we provide?
references? We want to add references to the content generated by ChatGPT.
Add references in?
References to the material content generated by ChatGPT.
Oh, they want I think better use the code. Use the. But I don't think I can show now. I think they want probably under using the custom instruction better. But this one only ChatGPT plus. They want if you want to have a more structured plus all the references and so on. Not custom instruction. I think you can use custom instruction, or I think better use the code interpreter. The one you can give very detailed instruction there. But I'm sorry I cannot show now because they will take some time. Okay, so maybe around like 10 minutes go there. Okay. Yes. Sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, good that you asked. Yeah, this one.
Please go to YouTube.
Please go to it's not the right. It's not the right link.
It goes to YouTube. It goes to YouTube. Your channel.
Oh, yeah.
World of imagination.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I will give the link to this module. Then, oh, okay. I sila ambil lah tu. Okay. Probably the wrong one. Yeah. I copy the wrong one just now. Tak apa. Is it this one? Yeah. I mean, I can change now. It's okay. What I'll do, I will share the link to this module. Then I think this one should be the right one. Nanti di bawah gambar ni nanti you click this one. This is the actual referral link, I think. Yeah, that's the right one. So don't sign up yet. Okay. Let me give you the link to this module now. Yeah, access this node. Okay, this is the link to this module. This particular module that I'm using now. And inside this module, there's a bigger module just now on ChatGPT. Okay, so you basically got 2 modules this morning to take back to your place as our gift. Okay, now, okay, dapat ya ambil gambar je senang sikit kan? Okay, you got the link to this module. Check whether you can access it on your phone.
Boleh, Prof. Boleh.
Boleh,
Boleh.
Okay.
Lepas sign up ni, Prof.
Sorry?
Sign up. I'm signing up, so I get the 200, you get the 200.
Thank you so much. Okay. Now, yeah.
There's one questions from online. He asked that how to ensure everything generated by ChatGPT is valid and correct form. Some report that he generates from ChatGPT is not really correct.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's our own responsibility. To our friend online, our own responsibility to check the accuracy of the content. So we have to verify, we have to validate, especially when it comes to facts, numbers, stats, statistics, and so on. Don't just take it. But of course, today I just take for granted everything is good, is correct. Okay. So I think probably I'm in the last 5 minutes, maybe. Okay, now. Time runs so fast, eh? Let me see what's next. I want to show you. Maybe last one. I want to demo some of the so-called ChatGPT Chrome extension. So let's say I'm reading this. Let's say I'm reading this article. Okay, to 2022 year in review, the normal that wasn't. So this is actually the report from Class Central on MOOC, M-O-O-C, in 2022. So we don't have the report for 2022. So this is actually a very long article and long report with a lot of numbers. So only the motivated person who, like Adam, because it's his business basically, will read this whole report. Yeah. So, but people like me, I just want to know the essence or the gist of the report. So what I can do here, okay, I have so many different AI extensions here, as you can see pop up on my screen when I'm on this website, like this one, Liner Copilot, but I'm not going to show this one for today. But one of the very famous, very popular now extension is called HARPA, H-A-R-P-A. HARPA. So this is a Chrome extension. You go to Chrome Web Store and you just search HARPA, which basically, HARPA AI, HARPA AI Chrome extension. So just install as usual. So yeah, so as you can see this HARPA AI. Mine is removed from Chrome because I've installed it. Once you have installed it, it will be on your Chrome bar, which is this one. So now I'm reading this article. So with the HARPA Chrome extension installed, I just click HARPA and I just put a / here. I can do a lot of things here. For example, I can ask HARPA to summarize. Where is summary? Summarize. Here, summarize. So you have option here, report, emoji, text, and so I just say report. So it will give me a very good, nice summary, key takeaways from this article. And more. Let's say I want to ask questions now. Okay, so I have a set of questions that I have here. So I just copy and paste. Okay, how does pandemic affect online program? So I just copy, go back to this article just now. I just put on in HARPA, just paste, and HARPA will read this article and answer my questions. Okay, maybe next questions. What are compare the performance of Coursera and Udemy? In this report, they have a lot of statistics on the performance of these two platforms. So I just asked HARPA, based on this article, reported in the article, compare the performance, just like an exam question, compare and contrast, right? So, wow. And so much. You can now interact with the article using this HARPA extension. Okay, what if the article is not available on the web but on the form of PDF? So this is where you can use PDF, ask your PDF. So I don't have time to really go through and impress you with what this app can do. So now you have got my module. After you go back, give it a try, go through all the demos and see it for yourself. What all this, sorry, tell me.
I have one question.
Okay.
Normally when we have a lot of slides, PowerPoint slide, and towards the end of our presentation, we want to create a slide on key takeaway. Is there any way, any AI to do that key takeaway from a set of slides?
Yeah. Well, from the set of slides. Well, if you prepare the slide originally using ChatGPT, the content, then actually you can straight away ask ChatGPT. Otherwise, you can convert that into PDF. Then use ask your PDF to, so simply give me 2 more minutes. This is the application, ask your PDF. If you have ChatGPT Plus, you have access to the plug-in. But if you don't have ChatGPT Plus, you still can use Ask Your PDF. The free version is quite generous, the free version. So all you need to do, you just, there are 2 things here, conversation and documents. So you start with new conversation, then upload the document. So I have a document, mana dia? Kat mana lah? Kat mana I letak dokumen ni pula? Download it. I thought I prepared just now on the desktop. Anyway, so you upload the document and then you can start asking questions, just like what I did with Harpa just now. So, and you can ask very critical questions and so on. This app will be able to give you the answers, especially if you have a lot of numbers. And you can also upload, if you have an Excel document, CSV format, you can analyze the data. Okay, just because this thing accept PDF, text, file, PPT. PPT boleh. So you just upload the PPT. Okay, CSV, EPUB, and RTF, rich text document. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I had another hour or 2 hours because there are many more. But of course, that's the reason why I prepared this module so that you can go through after the session and see it for yourself. Experience it, because the best way to learn something and to really understand the power is to experience it. Don't complain or make any comment unless you have tried it, unless we have experienced it. Okay, so with that, thank you very much for your attention. Okay. And I hope I have given some value to your time this morning, something that you can, as a key takeaways when you go back. So, back to Azli.
Wow, wow. Can we have another big round of applause for Prof. Karim? Okay, due to our constraint of time, maybe we can have, no? Okay, sorry, we due to the constraint of time, perhaps one question. Boleh? Satu. Okay, one question. We can allow for one question if there is any from the floor here. Or too impressed with Prof. Karim, speechless. Okay. Is there any question from online?
So based on
Prof. Karim, there's a question from online.
So based on what I have learned this morning, if more than one user are using the ChatGPT, those slides presentation will have similar picture, etc. Wouldn't there be repeated presentation slides? So meaning is that if they get the presentation slides from ChatGPT,
Okay.
wouldn't they have a repeated slides?
So, if, let's say for the same topic, uh, 30 students, let's say, using ChatGPT to create the content for ChatGPT or directly in gamma.m just now, just put the title. All the students, 30 students put the same title and let the application to generate the content. Will we get the same content? I think that's a good thing about this AI thing. Because the same prompt, if you keep giving the same prompt for 10 times, you will get 10 different output. Yeah. But that's for the laziest. For some other better one of using it just now, right? So you have to put your own unique point. Okay. Of course, different person will have different ideas and so on. So that where we get even better response, and that what differentiate your content with other people. But even if you put the same thing again and again, you will get different thing. Anyone? Yeah. Okay. Online, no better.
How can we ensure that the information from ChatGPT is 100% correct and valid?
Oh, I think I've answered that question just now. The validity and accuracy of the answers of content generated by ChatGPT or by other AI tools, for that matter, I think we need to be mindful and careful. Our role as the subject matter expert to check the validity, the accuracy of the data, especially if we are dealing with numbers, statistics, figures, facts, historical facts especially. I think we have to double check, triple check. Then we can go to part. Okay, I just want to say here, on my computer, probably you noticed or not just now, I have always ChatGPT, ChatGPT and Bard, Google Bard, side by side. And I'm using both. Both have strengths and weaknesses. So if you want to kind of validate and so on, so you can try Bard, or maybe even Bing. So you kind of triangulate the information, the visual, okay? So what do you think? Game changers or not? Yes. It really is a game changer, right? So just think about the positive aspect while mindful of the negative or the so-called threats or potential pitfalls of AI. So I think we should be able to strike a balance while not being too obsessed, because some people say when the more you use all these AI tool, it's kind of dumbing down our thinking, because we become too lazy to think, right? There's a possibility. But again, it's all about, because at the end of the day, we don't want to become the slave to technology. We want to become the master of technology. Just like social media. Don't be the slave to social media. Be the master to social media. Betty senyum tu mesti ada thinking something ya. Do you have any question, Betty?
Yes, question.
One more, okay. Wow, it's good. Online ni lebih aktif.
So many lecturers are always worried about the parallelisms. How to look around this challenge?
Oh, this is common FAQ. Well, any question on copyright plagiarism, at this point in time, I think there is no definite answer. There's no black and white, I would say. It's still very much in gray area. Even the intellectual property lawyer, they are not able to give us a very clear-cut answer on the plagiarism aspect and also copyright. But having said that, in general, because the way AI is working, the algorithm and so on, and it's trained on raw data and so on, it's kind of, you can say that whatever generated by AI can be considered original. That's one school of thought. But the other school of thought, they say, okay, there's no clear cut yet, so just see how in the next 1 or 2 years, how, but I know that for a fact that US Copyright Office, they don't currently they don't accept AI generated content to be copyrighted, register for copyright. My IPO, my IPO, Malaysian Intellectual Property Office, I'm sure they are also still in the dark, maybe. So I don't know what's the status. Yeah.
I have one question. From when we develop content for others, like for example corporate, so they always have a worry about us using ChatGPT to do the writing or creating the content through ChatGPT. Simply the reason because they find that they worry that whatever input the content that they input in ChatGPT it will be then released some of the companies secret recipe or secret thing. Will it be captured in the ChatGPT when we start putting input some information?
There's a concern if we feed ChatGPT with our private data, right? The company's data and so on. In terms of the security, I think I'm not in a position to give the right answer for that. Maybe Adam, maybe can you help on this one on the data privacy?
Yes, sure. Thanks, Prof. So just in summary, if you're using ChatGPT, the public version, then any data you enter into ChatGPT can be used for training ChatGPT. So it goes back into the data set, whether it's 3.5 or plus. However, if you use GPT-4 or 3.5 through Microsoft Azure, because Microsoft owns the majority of OpenAI, they actually have a separate version of GPT-4. So at Open Learning, for example, we use it through Microsoft Azure, and the data does not go back into the training set. So anything you enter is actually not saved, so to speak. So I guess with these tools, you don't know what they're using behind the scenes. Most of them are using either GPT 3.5 or 4, most of them through OpenAI, some of them through Microsoft Azure. Some are using like the Google model, like Palm 2. I don't know what Palm 2 does, so it depends on the specific tool. So you should try and check the terms and conditions of the tool, probably to make sure.
Thank you. Very good answer. So we don't know everything, right? And I learned something also. Microsoft Azure, Azure, the spelling. So within that kind of ecosystem, the
enterprise.
Yeah, the enterprise package. Thank you, Kevin. I think probably you know the answer, but you just ask the question so that everyone also learns.
I was asked by my customer.
So, Jana, are we still accept more question or? Okay, all right. So back to Azli.
Thank you very much, everyone. Okay. Okay, before we end this session, I would like to invite Dr. Jihana to the front to give a token of appreciation to Prof. Karim.